You know that specific kind of quiet? It's not peaceful. It's heavy. You're sitting in the same room, maybe 3 feet apart, but it feels like there's an ocean between you. You look at them, really look at them, and for a split second you don't recognize the person who used to light up when you walked through the door. They're physically there, but emotionally, they've checked out. Again. And immediately your brain starts spiraling. Did I say something wrong? Why do I feel so lonely when I'm with them? Is this just what love feels like after the honeymoon phase ends? Am I too much? Or are they just gone? You feel like you're chasing a ghost, and the harder you reach, the further they seem to drift. Here is the truth that no one tells you. The distance isn't happening because they stopped loving you. It's happening because their nervous system has hit a ceiling. You aren't failing at love. You are experiencing a biological protection mechanism that looks exactly like rejection, but is actually fear. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly what is happening inside your partner's mind during this withdrawal, why chasing them only makes it worse, and the counterintuitive shift that makes an avoidant partner start missing you for the first time in months. Let's get into it. Most couples believe that when their partner pulls away, it's a sign that the connection is broken. They think, if they loved me, they would want to be close. Since they don't want to be close, they must not love me. So, they panic. They push. They demand reassurance. They try to talk it out until the other person shuts down completely. But the real truth is much deeper and, frankly, much more hopeful. When safety leaves a relationship, the love doesn't disappear. It goes underground. For someone with an avoidant attachment style, intimacy isn't just about closeness. It's about regulation. Their nervous system is reading your emotional intensity before their logical mind can even catch up. What looks like stonewalling? What looks like coldness? It is usually someone who has been so overwhelmed by emotional demand for so long that silence is the only protection they have left. Think of it like this. Your partner's capacity for connection is like a battery. When they feel pressured, criticized, or engulfed, that battery drains instantly. And when it hits zero, they don't just stop talking, they disconnect to survive. This isn't incompatibility. This is the anxious avoidant cycle playing out between two people who both desperately want the same thing: to feel safe. But here's the part no one talks about. An avoidant partner cannot miss you while they are in survival mode. They can only miss you when they feel safe enough to lower their guard. And that means the way back to them isn't through pursuing them harder. It's through changing the emotional temperature of the room so completely that their nervous system finally exhales. Once you understand this, everything changes. Point 1. The power of strategic silence, Layer 1. Stop chasing the ghost. Layer 2. Most couples react to withdrawal with pursuit. When one partner pulls back, the other leans in harder, sending double texts, asking, "What's wrong?" or trying to force a conversation to fix the disconnect. Layer 3. But here's the psychological reality. To an avoidant nervous system, pursuit feels like pressure, and pressure triggers escape. Every time you chase, you confirm their deepest fear, that being in a relationship means losing their autonomy. They don't pull away because they don't care. They pull away because they feel suffocated. Layer 4. Imagine this scenario. The disconnecting version. You send a text. "Hey, we haven't talked all day. Are you mad at me?" Their brain registers this as a demand. They feel guilty, then resentful, and they withdraw further to protect themselves. The connecting version. You notice the distance. You feel the anxiety rise. But instead of texting, you put your phone down. You go for a walk. You focus on your own life. You send nothing. 2 days later, they reach out. "Hey, how was your week?" Layer 5. That's when the dynamic flips. By stopping the chase, you remove the pressure, and suddenly there is space for them to step forward. Point 2. Deactivating the problem narrative. Layer 1. You are not a project to fix. Layer 2. Most people in relationships treat their partner's withdrawal as a problem that needs to be solved immediately. They view the distance as a crisis that requires urgent repair. Layer 3. But for an avoidant partner, being treated as a problem is the fastest way to kill desire. When you approach them with urgency, you are signaling that their natural rhythm is wrong. This creates shame, and shame is a wall that no amount of logic can break down. Layer 4. Let's look at the language. The disconnecting version. You sit them down and say, "We need to talk about why you're so distant lately. It's hurting us." They hear, "I am failing. I am inadequate. I need to defend myself." The connecting version. You notice they are withdrawn. You say, "I notice you've been quiet. I'm here if you want to hang out, but no pressure to talk if you need space." They hear, "I am accepted even when I'm not performing. I am safe." Layer 5. And when you do that, the walls between you start to come down without either of you having to say a word. Point 3. The myth of effortless intimacy. Layer 1. Intimacy is built in the micro moments. Layer 2. Most couples believe that deep connection happens during big dates, long vacations, or intense heart-to-heart conversations. They wait for the perfect moment to reconnect. Layer 3. But an avoidant partner often feels overwhelmed by high-intensity emotional bids. They don't need a grand gesture. They need low-stakes presence. They need to know that you can be in the same room without demanding their energy. This is called parallel play, and it rebuilds safety faster than any therapy session. Layer 4. Consider the difference. The disconnecting version. You plan a fancy dinner and ask, "So, where do you see this relationship going?" The pressure spikes. They shut down. The connecting version. You're both in the kitchen, you're cooking, they're washing dishes. You make a small joke about the soap bubbles. They smile. You don't push for more. You just let the moment exist. Layer 5. That's the shift that turns a relationship that feels like a negotiation into one that feels like a refuge. Point 4. Reclaiming your own center. Layer 1. Become interesting again. Layer 2. Most people, when feeling disconnected, make their partner the center of their universe. They monitor their partner's moods, analyze their texts, and pause their own lives waiting for reconnection. Layer 3. Here is the hard truth. Neediness is repulsive to an avoidant attachment style. Not because they are cruel, but because they equate neediness with loss of self. When you lose your center, you become heavy. When you regain your center, you become magnetic. An avoidant partner misses you when they see you thriving without them. Layer 4. Look at the internal